Hello everyone, I'm Kalen North, and welcome back to Terra Invicta. Today we're looking at part 16 of our Protectorate campaign. Last time we got a little disorganized with our orgs, tried to get that fixed up a little bit. We unlocked the construction module and got that set up on Mars. We tried to do some stabilization in the EU. We're still working on that to some extent. And finally, we got control of all the global techs again. So we should be able to guide the path of research from here on, hopefully. Speaking of stabilization in the EU, I think that I am going to go ahead and try to increase the welfare slightly at some point here. I would like to get inequality lower down if we can, while still hopefully getting cohesion to rise. So I'm going to pump 2 more pips into welfare, which is going to slow down our knowledge and unity slightly, but should still allow us a decent amount of points going to help improve this cohesion score. As the cohesion score goes up, our unrest should go down. Hopefully that helps out reasonably well. Otherwise, we've got some alien activity we need to go investigate. I'm going to probably have Yo-Yi go for that. I believe we managed to end all of the wars that we were concerned about last time. If we go back to the global panel, right now we're sitting with the only war is between Turkey and Pakistan, which we're not a big... we don't need to be involved in that one. We can let it go. Excuse me. Additionally, we still have our mole in the resistance faction. We lost our mole in the servants, which is fine. We don't need it right now. But the other thing we want to focus on is trying to increase our CP cap and spread out further. I'm interested in trying to take Turkey, potentially. I think that could be kind of useful. We got Georgia and Iceland into the European Union, so that's going to help those get ready soon, hopefully eventually, for unification. As far as unification goes, we're still waiting until, I believe, March to unify Italy in, and then April to unify Norway in, as well as the Southern Balkan states. So those are getting closer. We'll be able to do those pretty soon here. Italy is running just funding and boost. So they've finished their mission control, and Norway's been running spoils. I don't know how long it's been running spoils for. That's a problem. We will change that. We'll have them run funding, and might as well have them run some boost as well. Well, no, we'll just have them run funding. It's not too important. Southern Balkan states are running just mission control still. They are one pip or one completion away from finishing that. So I am going to add some funding in so they don't just default to spoils like Norway did. I feel bad about that. Damn, it did some damage to the economy, but probably got a fair bit of chunk of change for it. So that's something. Meanwhile, Baltic states are running just funding. Belarus is running mission control. It's almost finished up actually, so we will switch that over to running mission control and some funding. And then, let's see, Russia, we've got our own different set of priorities going. So those should all be fine there. But then going back to Turkey, actually before we go back to Turkey, let's take a quick look at Turkmenistan. We're running mission control. Kazakhstan, we're running all boost still. We could actually start running some mission control there. Just because we are probably going to have enough boost for most of the rest of the game at this point. I could be wrong about that, but I think we're going to have enough to get us to Mercury and get a construction module set up there, and that should be enough then to let us just use space resources from there on out. So, with all that said, let's get our mission phase going. We're going to have Yo-Yi go and investigate the alien site. Anjor, we're running Inspire missions on Eric with him, and with Eric, we're running Inspire missions on everyone else. We'll go ahead and we'll just go ahead and run one on Anjor. So have the two of them talk to each other about the good times in the Protectorate and get them very loyal to the cause. In Antica, I want to go ahead and try and run a crackdown on a point in Turkey. I'm thinking of trying to hit this resistance point. We could go for the executive right away if we wanted to. I'm not super worried about doing that. let's see. So Turkey's armies are over in Iran. That's interesting. Well, we're gonna go ahead and try and take this, run a crackdown on this oligarch's control point. I'm gonna see if I can take that from the resistance in a turn or so here. And then Madeline, I'm going to see if she can just get lucky if the resistance doesn't go ahead and defend interests in Turkey this turn, if we can take out this point with a purge mission.
Removing our enemies.
Otherwise, we'll probably want to run some more stability in the EU at some point, but that's we're hopefully gonna get the stability we need longer term by just investing in the EU. So we will confirm assignments, turn up time, and run.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
Success on the first one, success on the second one. Alright, and we can now undertake Hydroponics Bay. Hydroponics Bay is kind of cool, but not the most useful. It gives a bonus to reduce water and volatile usage on our space sites.
We've neutralized their key people.
Alright, we got a crackdown on the resistance in Turkey. Fuel Cell 2 project we can now unlock. South Korea has declared war on South Africa. That's interesting. I'm not particularly worried about that. We'll just let them do that, and we'll deal with it. Although speaking of wars, I did want to check international relations. We probably want to ally Russia and the EU at this point. And we'd probably like to ally the Baltic states in so that they can actually join the Federation. Belarus in so that they can eventually be absorbed. Turkmenistan, I don't know that we need to absorb in. Yeah, we don't have a claim there to do that. So I'm just gonna get those three set up, and then we'll worry about unifying Central Asia under probably the Eurasian Union at some point later on. Aliens have a new fleet.
We found something.
We've got another bonus to our xenology research from that. This is Daniel, our mole, is running a purge mission successfully against the servants.
We've removed some threats.
And we've got another control point in Turkey. All right. So we're going to set that all to mission control. At this point, I kind of want to... Well, I need to look into doing some abandonment potentially here to clear up CP cap, because we really don't want to lose some of our other nations that we've got going on here. We could potentially abandon something like the Baltic states, just because we do have the Baltic states we're ready to federate them into the EU, but we need to... It's going to be a while before we can unify them in. So we should actually do that as soon as possible, is get the Baltic states into the Federation. Did I just set that alliance, though? Or was that Belarus that I'm thinking of? Yeah, Federation. Okay, so we cannot federate the Baltic states in until May of 2027. So I'm going to go ahead and abandon the Baltic states for now, just to clear up some cap. That's not actually going to bring that much cap down. We did just have a couple of points expire. So South Africa has expired its crackdown, so we're going to go ahead and abandon that one. That isn't going to gain us much. Norway had its crackdown point expire. Now, Norway, we were cooldown on European Union to join it is April 6th, so I kind of don't want to leave Norway. Well, we could abandon it for now and try to... we're going to unify it in pretty soon, though. I think that Iceland is probably a better candidate, but it's only got one control point, so that's not too great. Maybe we just abandon Turkmenistan? I'm sort of waffling on these. I don't know that we have a great candidate for abandonment right now. So we'll go ahead and take Turkmenistan down. I am gonna switch. I'm gonna leave them fully on mission control while we do that. That gets us to 382 out of 369. I can also check to see if anyone's ready to level up. It looks like Madeline is. So we could give her a point of command. That'll give us another point of CP cap. Command, administration, and persuasion all boost CP cap. So we'll go ahead and do command with her, I think. Yeah, we'll go for that. It doesn't look like anyone else is quite ready. Although, actually, Udantika is ready. Never mind, because she's got Striver. So, with Udantika, I'm thinking of putting another point into administration here, because she's only at 24, and that'll give us access to another org as well. So, we could go for any of these open ones, potentially. Ooh, that's kind of nice. A big boost to economy, spoils, and space mining. Otherwise, we could grab something like Griffin Intelligence to get her a nice little espionage bonus. I don't know that any of these are particularly great. I'm mostly interested in Epsilon Energy. I think we'll go ahead and grab that one. But yeah, so that's all we can do there. We're at 382 out of 371, which isn't bad. It's only 11 over. I think that what I'm going to do to try and help with that a little more... Well, let's take a quick look at the nations list. We'll do our usual sort by science. Georgia and Belarus seem like the obvious candidates here. So I think Belarus we will abandon as well. That'll clear up another 11 or so cap, which is what we need. Belarus is just running funding right now. There's a claim on them from Russia that we're not doing anything with. It's going to be a little while before we can pull them into the EU, so we'll do that just to get a little bit closer to cap, so we're not as far over it. Otherwise, I do want to keep on trying to work on Turkey. Orbital core is almost done. Arrival International Relations is getting fairly close, and we are how close to the cooldown? I think it was March for Italy. So we've got in not this turn but next turn we can unify Italy into the EU. Baltic states we want to get into the Federation, so I'm going to have Yoyi go ahead and set national policy in the EU to do that.
Heading to the capital.
Eric is going to inspire... I'm going to have him inspire Yoyi as well. Udantika, I want to run a crackdown mission on the executive point in Turkey. We'll put in a couple of influence, just give her a couple more percentage points of probability. Madeline can go and clear that oligarch's point very easily.
Targeting the opposition.
And Anjor can go ahead and run Inspire on Eric again. At some point, we're not going to need to keep running these on Eric, because his loyalty should hopefully be sky high. But for now, it's not too crazy to just keep spamming it. And with all that, I'm going to go ahead and run time.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Alright, both Inspire missions succeeded. And we've got the Orbital Core project done. Alright, so we're going to be looking to get some of these projects that it unlocks here soon. Solar Array and Skunkworks in particular are very important for when we try to expand to Mercury and or Venus. Sort by category here. I do want to finish transnational coordination, I think, at this point. Is there anything else that's really worth doing it immediately? This is a... Oh, this is a... Fuel cell 2. Oh, this is a ship component. What am I doing? I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hydroponics bay is kind of cool. It can unlock farm, which is a lot more useful than a hydroponics bay. And then that eventually leads to the tier 3 version of it, which we may or may not get to, which is, I believe, the agriculture complex or something like that. But it's a very useful one. So, for now, though, I want transnational coordination, get myself some more CP cap. Let's see, we're not going to finish that till December. And it looks like Mission to the Inner Planets, Project Exodus has passed us. So let's fight back on that and see what we can do. I think we're far enough ahead on the other two that shouldn't be a problem. Let's see, servants have set new base on Mars. That's unfortunate. All right, we got a new mining complex. I believe this is the one that we lost earlier. That's fine though. We've got it. It's giving us some extra volatiles, but mostly it's base metals and fissiles. Otherwise, let's see. We're building construction module. Should be done on July 1st. So that's coming up relatively soon. And let's see how the rest of these missions go.
Hit them where it hurts.
Alright, so we got to crack down on the executive in Turkey. And we got someone cracking down on our point in Belarus, which is weird because we already had that on crackdown. I don't get it. Anyway, we'll get Skunkworks here in a minute. Or not in a minute. We're gonna work on these slow big projects first.
Mission complete.
All right. Why did I go into this? I thought someone was ready for Federation. I must have messed up. Oh, the Baltic states are still waiting until May. I did this too early. We're gonna just have this counselor action be wasted. We can just cancel here. Yeah, that was a mistake.
Prepping for next mission.
All right.
We are in control now.
All right, we got a critical success on that. That's pretty cool. We'll set them to all mission control, and we're at 385 out of 371, so we'll just sit there and hope we don't get hit too hard. Operations Center, that'll be another useful module at some point. And we lost that point to the servants. All right, well, we'll have to take that back next turn, along with the executive if we can. So Madeline, let's see. Yes, we can do a hostile takeover on one of those counselors, but I'm not too worried about it. Now, does South Korea even have a military that can go to South Africa? Yeah, they do. All right, well, they're going to do so. That's interesting. For now, though, we will have Madeline run a purge mission on the servants point there in the oligarch's spot. I'm going to put a couple of influence in just in case they do decide to defend interests there, so she still has decent odds of it.
Ready to go.
Succeeding. I'm going to have Anjor run another Inspire mission on Eric. I know that it's getting a little ridiculous. And now Italy should be ready to join the EU in 5 days, which is earlier than the set policy mission will take place. So we will set policy again with Yogi. This time it should actually work instead of being a wasted action. And we'll have Eric go ahead and inspire Urantika.
I'll make sure they're on our side.
Urantika, on the other hand, we will have go and run a purge mission on the executive in Turkey. So that should let us take Turkey, and hopefully we're able to absorb Italy in and lower our CP usage by whatever Italy has. or approximately that, by getting them into the European Union, and then that'll let us hold on to Turkey. Oh boy, we are about to lose Belarus badly, or at least the party point in Belarus. A revolution in Kenya. Okay, that's unfortunate, but all right.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
All right. Succeeded on an Inspire mission. Succeeded on another Inspire mission. Aliens are building up fleet strength. That'd be more concerning if we weren't sort of hoping to appease them. Fission Platform Kit is kind of a cool one. We're not going to research it anytime soon, but it lets you basically make a satellite deployable from a spaceship. So that's an interesting project. Looks like we've taken mission to the inner planets back.
Policy direction complete.
Oh, let's close that. Unification with Italy. Let's do it. And that gets us down to 324 of 371. So we are in much better shape now. We did just lose some public opinion in the EU, and we got a little bit of unrest, I think, as a result of that. But we should be able to manage that with further Unity missions, knowledge missions, and welfare missions. I do kind of want to pump a little more into the economy here. We'll let it go for now. See how we do on our last two missions. If we can take Turkey entirely.
We are in control here.
All right, we took the executive in Turkey. That's good.
We're in control here.
And now we took the other point in Turkey that we didn't have, so that's great. So we will have them running mission control. They've got a potential 8 more mission control to develop. We should get control of a couple of armies here, and we can try and end this war with Pakistan, hopefully. But for now, that's not going to be too painful to have. Belarus, yep, we lost a point. I think we knew that was going to happen, though. So, all right. We now have 2 more armies from Turkey. This army is moving. I want it to go back to Istanbul. The second army is from Ankara, so I want that to go back to Ankara, which is this region, I believe. Yes. So we will do that. And now, looks like our crackdown on the southern Balkan states expired, but that's good. We can hold on to that, I think. We're still rivals with Russia. That's okay. How is their cooldown? We can join the European Union fully in another month and 4 days, or another 1 turn plus 4 days. So we'll not do it this turn, but we will do it next turn. I want to take back Belarus, so we're going to run a purge mission there. Sure, we'll put in 2 influence, so we just utterly crush it, no matter what they do, even if they defend interests.
Ready for my mission.
That should hopefully let her go first, so if they do run purge missions on the executive point, we can make those ineligible quickly. Anjor, looks like there's some alien life forms we could go and take out. I'll have him go do that instead of running Inspire this turn, just because we're probably doing alright with Eric, and I can have Eric running things on everyone else. Yoyi is gonna probably just go do an advise mission on the EU this turn.
Ready for my
Not
mission.
ideal, but I don't think there's anything else for her to do at the moment until we pick a new target to try working on, which I don't want to do immediately. I'm gonna have Eric inspire Madeline, not Yoyi, Madeline.
I'll speak with you.
And then
At your service.
Urantika can... tempted to defend interests in the EU again. I don't think it's likely that anyone can crack it at this point, but it is kind of tempting to do. We could have her try and run like an assassinate mission, on someone on the Resistance. I don't know that we want to be really doing that. We don't want to completely handicap other factions in this game, except maybe the Servants, because we don't want them to be able to like stop the aliens, but we're also hoping to appease them before they get the chance. I think Urantika I'm gonna have go try and run a crackdown somewhere else, or actually, we could try to seek peace in the Pakistan-Iran war. Why are these armies not fighting if we're at war with Pakistan? Oh, no, they're allied with us. We're at war with Pakistan. My goodness. I don't know what the odds of actually ending the war with Pakistan are. Pakistan is currently primarily controlled by the Servants. I don't like just letting random wars go on, because they can lead to problems down the road. So I'm kind of tempted to have Urantika go and try and start working on taking Pakistan, so that we can guarantee that we can end the war in a little while. So I'm going to go ahead and pump in some influence, give her a decent shot at a crackdown mission there on the Resistance, and see if we can take the executive from the Servants in a turn or two here.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Offering counsel.
Alright, just waiting for things to resolve. It didn't get the role that we needed in Pakistan. That's okay.
Score one for the good guy.
Our people have taken control.
Alright, we took the Belarus point back, and that is going to allow us to waste a couple of missions for the Resistance, which is great. Making them be inefficient. And then we lost the executive in South Africa. That's okay. We lost the party point in Turkmenistan. That's not the end of the world. We could try to take that one back, now that we've got a little more cap freed up by having absorbed Italy. But we're still sort of waiting on transnational coordination in order to get far enough ahead on that. I am going to turn mission to the inner planets down a little bit so that we're back to at least finishing this year, those projects this year. Solar array, that's great. We want that sometime soon, but I think we want to finish these two first. All right. Yes, we could do a defend interests mission in the EU. Looks like unrest has actually gone down a little bit over the last 30 days. That's kind of surprising. I'm not sure why. Cohesion is going up. That's good. As far as what we want to do this turn, I'm going to have Madeline go ahead and try. Well, do we want to work on Pakistan, or do we want to try and go ahead and take Turkmenistan back? I think Turkmenistan's a bigger deal. So we'll try and take that point in Turkmenistan. Put in 4 influence, just so she's got a shot at least if they decide to defend interests there. Probably not going to be quite enough, but that's okay. Anjor can go ahead and, oh goodness, that is a lot of alien life forms. We're gonna let the Resistance and Humanity first deal with those, hopefully. For now, I'm gonna have him go and try and just inspire Madeline. Put in a couple of points.
I will make sure they are on our side.
Reporting
And then Yoyi want to set policy this turn. We want to absorb the Balkan states, the southern Balkan states, that is. We should be able to do that. I think southern Balkan states is April 5th, so yes. So set national policy in the European Union.
Ready to go.
Eric can go ahead and run an Inspire mission on, let's go for Udantika.
I'll ensure their loyalty.
And then Udantika. Could we run a coup in Pakistan? No, that's a bad idea. Also, they're a nuclear power, and that has other consequences that we have not talked about that I don't want to deal with. We could just run a public campaign somewhere. Turkmenistan, for example, is very heavily leaning towards the servants. Kazakhstan's not actually that far in our favor, so let's just do a public campaign in Kazakhstan for now.
The people.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
I don't think I changed their mind.
Oh, okay. So our mission trying to get Madeline more loyal failed. Solar platform kit, another useful, interesting project, allows a ship to deploy solar powered satellites.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
All right, nice extra 15% there in Kazakhstan.
Mission complete.
All right, European Union is going to unify with... Oh, we can unify with Norway too. Well, let's pull in the southern Balkan states first. Get that. And now the European Union is looking pretty swell. We are still sectarian in terms of our cohesion, and our unrest is still going up, but we should be able to do some things about that here. I do kind of want to put some more pips into economy at this point, just because we are getting a little bit lower down in terms of per capita GDP. Adding in Norway should help because their per capita GDP is a lot higher, but their population is pretty small, so it's not going to be that big of an impact. So then we'll let Udantika finish her mission.
The differences in our languages are irrelevant, for we all grow closer to those near us in times of distress, creating community where once there was none. Today, I ask you to do just that, for humanity's future depends upon us all sharing one unifying vision. Director Khalid Al-Ashqar. Public remarks at the first Project Exodus facility.
All right, so that's going to unlock some cool new research things. We want unity movements, I believe. Unity movements is going to get us Europe Ascendant, which is going to be pretty helpful, as well as the Central Asian Union, which could let us expand some in Central Asia. United Turkestan could be pretty useful to help us get some more countries under Turkey's banner. There's a number of these that might be useful, so we want unity movements here, and sort of as soon as we can. Mission to the inner planets. I think we're sufficiently ahead. I'm going to go ahead and turn that down a tick, and then run time again. Looks like there's some more alien
Our
activity going
associates are now
on
in charge.
in Chile. All
We'll
right,
be ready
we
for
have
new
Turkmenistan back, so we'll set that all to mission control. All right, this turn, I want Yoyi to run policy in the EU again. Eric is going to go ahead and inspire someone, probably Anjor.
I'll speak with them.
Udantika,
Ready to go.
we will have...
Reporting
I'm
in.
going to have Anjor actually go and investigate the alien activity.
And now.
Udantika, I want to try and end the war with Pakistan at some point here. But I think that the way to do that is probably to take Pakistan So we'll see if we can do it. We'll pump in some influence. Get to an 80% chance is probably good enough. Madeline, we could just, no, public campaign in Pakistan is a terrible idea. Coup d'etat in Pakistan? No, also a terrible idea. Purge, on the other hand, on the security apparatus, has a shot if we succeed at the crackdown, so I will do that. I'm going to pump in 2 influence. I don't need to pump in any influence. If we succeed at the crackdown, we'll get it. If we don't succeed at the crackdown, we won't.
Removing our enemies.
So we'll just leave it there.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Alright, shipyard is unlocked. Can work on that in a little bit.
Crackdown complete.
Alright, we got the crackdown on the resistance in Pakistan. Restored Warsaw Pact. We could do this. I don't think it's worth it.
Policy direction complete.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. So we're gonna unify Norway into the EU. We now have basically Europe, depending on where you draw the line between Eastern Europe and Asia, is pretty much, we've got a lot of it unified in there. So that's pretty awesome. Per capita GDP is not looking great, but we will work on that. Yeah, I'm gonna just let it keep running as is. All right, Turkey now should have its armies safe at home. Yep, we finished our aliens research in Chile. Solar outpost kit, another interesting one for ships.
Threats.
And we got our point in Pakistan, so we will go ahead and switch that over to run, I guess, mission control. I don't know that we're planning on holding Pakistan all that long, so maybe it'd be better just have it go to funding instead. Don't need to give lots of mission control to our enemies. So we'll just have them invest in funding, which will get money for our opponents potentially, but is fine. The other thing is we could actually invest in the economy, because that's a really low GDP per capita, and they've got a huge population. Let's do that. We'll try and groom this a little bit. So then Madeline, oh no, Udantika, I want to run a crackdown on the executive point here. We'll pump in some influence, get it up to 91%. Madeline, I want to run a purge mission on same point, the executive. Again, I'm going to just let this succeed or fail based on whether the crackdown succeeds or fails. I don't need to put any influence into it. Anjor, we'll go ahead and run some Inspire missions on, you know, we'll go for Madeline. And then have Yoyi can, what are our cooldowns right now? Baltic States is May 11th. So I think next turn we want to have her do something with that. We might be able to federate Russia in, actually, because I think that they have some claims on the same territory. We could also potentially have Russia cede territory to the European Union. That might be kind of nice. I don't know that we need to do that, though. For now, I think I'm just gonna have Yoyi go ahead and I'm gonna have her run a public campaign. I think in, oh no, not in Pakistan. That's no use. I kind of want to start expanding Russia southwards. Except Kazakhstan, I want to keep independent for now. Is Turkmenistan could go back into federation with them. Although we have it on crackdown, so I don't know that we can actually do that. How are our relations? We don't have anyone allied here, so we should change that. We should ally with Kazakhstan, Belarus, and Turkmenistan. End the rivalry with the Baltic states and Singapore, I think, and Georgia and Iceland. We don't want to keep rivalries going there. Do we need? I don't think we need to ally with Turkey. So we'll click through all of those, manage alliances here. We'll ally the EU with Turkey. Which we could actually have the EU join the war against Pakistan. And that would be one way to get control of it and end the war, is to just win. But that's probably not necessary. So I guess I'm gonna have Yo-Yi run advice missions then in the EU.
What's the odds?
Eric's gonna go ahead and keep inspiring people. He'll go and inspire. I think we were inspiring Madeline with Anjor, so I'll inspire Antika here.
I'll make sure they're on our side.
And I forgot to check if Eric's ready to level up, so we'll give him another point of persuasion. Or did we want to do administration on him? No, we're happy with his administration right now. So we'll give him another point of persuasion. Get another point of CP cap. Anjor is ready for another point of persuasion. That'll help with his inspiring. And Yo-Yi is not ready to level up. That's right, she's not one of the fast learners or quick learners or strivers. So we will confirm assignments, run time.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
I think we had a breakthrough.
I will help them.
Alright, so we should have a chance to... Fission reactor array, that's a useful one. If we ever want to do tier 2 things in space outside of the Earth-Luna system, that is. We got the crackdown in Pakistan, so hopefully we get the purge as well.
Our people have taken control.
Alright, we've got the executive in Pakistan. I'm gonna just switch that one to just running economy again. And it looks like there's some alien activity going on there, which is not ideal, but that's okay. So with that, we should be able to end the war between Turkey and Pakistan here. I'm gonna have
Where to?
Yo-Yi go and set policy in Turkey.
Heading to the capital.
Where do you
There's alien activity to investigate. I'm gonna have
Where do you need
oh, Madeline can't investigate alien activity.
Standing
We'll have
by.
Antika investigate it.
Headed there now.
I'm here.
Madeline could try to run a purge mission on the aristocracy, but I don't think that's a really useful thing. I'm gonna have Madeline, I think, go and stabilize the EU because they're getting a little bit high again, and we want to keep trying to push that down. So we will run stabilization in the European Union.
I'm here.
Anjor, we're gonna try and run Inspire. We'll try and get Yo-Yi this turn.
I'll make sure they are on our side.
And Eric will go ahead and inspire Anjor.
I'll ensure their loyalty.
Confirm those. Run time. Let's see. Fission outpost kit. Also another useful thing. Looks like we are pretty far... Oh, we're not ahead on unity movements. Well, we'll take that back. Need to get ahead of the servants on that. We're getting close to Hydra diplomacy. It'll finish up in July.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
At some point, we want to actually investigate our counselors and see how loyal they are at this point. But for now, I'm pretty sure their loyalty scores are low enough that it's worth continuing to increase them pretty much across the board. Another base on Mars has been founded.
Mission complete.
By the time that construction module finishes, we may or may not be able to do anything with it. So we are going to end the war between Pakistan and Iran, and Pakistan and Turkey, which I think brings the world back to peace temporarily. Nope, South Korea's at war with South Africa. I forgot about that. So that's still happening, but we have no horse in that race.
We found something.
All right, and it looks like we've detected another alien agent, Alpha 3. We could try and contact them for some kind of trade at this point. Let's see. All right. I think at this point we've got an academy counselor here. How is the EU doing? We're in pretty good shape. Did that cooldown expire? Can we can federate with the Baltic states now, so that's good. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to set policy in the EU.
On my way to the capital.
Reporting in.
Eric can go ahead and inspire. Let's go for Madeline again.
I'll speak with them.
Ready for orders.
Urantika. We could just try and hold Pakistan at this point. It's not too wild to try and imagine doing that. I don't know that that's the one I'm most interested in holding is the only problem. And so I'd kind of rather work on a different area. We need to get that inequality down in Russia, or else that cohesion score is also gonna hit the floor, and that's not great. I'm gonna put 2 more pips each into knowledge, and I think 1 pip into unity. That should help with the cohesion score staying at 5 at least. Antika. That's right, I was trying to figure out what I wanted her to do. We could just... I'm kind of tempted to try and contact Xenoform Alpha 3. Oh, we're not allowed to? We're not allowed to do that. We probably need to finish this Hydra diplomacy first, before we're allowed to trade with them. I'm surprised we were allowed to trade with them at all then earlier, but... Huh. Or maybe she's just not allowed in India. Maybe I'm... Can Madeline reach out to Xenoform Alpha 3? No. She cannot. Alright, well, we're gonna have Anjor go ahead and run an Inspire mission on Eric. Pumping a couple of influence. The odds high. Unantika and Madeline... I guess we'll try and take the rest of Pakistan for now. We'll run a crackdown on the aristocracy.
Targeting their center of power.
We could just like run spoils in the nation or something, but we don't need the money, so it's not really worth it. Well, there's tons of xenoforming over here. Well, it's a servant stronghold, so yeah, that makes sense. Madeline will go ahead and run a purge on the aristocracy.
Targeting the
Again,
opposition.
if the crackdown succeeds, the purge will succeed. If the crackdown doesn't, the purge will probably fail. So, confirm assignments.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
Alright,
I think
both
we
of our
had a
Inspire
breakthrough.
missions worked. There's wildfires. I'd rather stop that, and we have plenty of ops, so I will spend 20 ops to reduce the damage to nothing.
We've hit them where it hurts.
Alright, we got the crackdown in Pakistan.
Policy direction complete.
The EU, we want to federate with the Baltic states. So now they can... It's going to be June 4th of next year, then they can unify. Iceland is going to be able to unify on January 5th. All of these distant, far-off future dates. I guess check techs and see.
We're in control here.
Oh, we got a critical success here in
Prepping for
Pakistan,
next
so that's nice. I'm gonna again put everything to the economy. We'll put everything to the economy in one, or 3 to the economy, 1 to welfare. I think that's gonna be the most useful allocation of our resources right now. Is to try and grow the economy there. We may or may not unify Pakistan in with some other countries later on. There's a couple of options for what you can do with that, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much right now. I'm just gonna hold it as a country, get the a little bit of boost and some science that it provides, and possibly a little tiny bit of funding, almost none. That's fine. We've got plenty of cash income right now. Do we? Yeah, we still have Singapore. That's almost a little surprising. We've been ransacking it for resources for so long that I've just forgot about it. We could probably stop doing that actually at this point and try and build up the nation a little more. But I don't know that we need to. It's probably fine to just keep the cash income for the time being. At this point, we're sort of in a holding pattern. We just kind of want to wait and see. I'm going to turn this down 2 ticks, I think, or 1 tick, I guess, because I think we're ahead of the servants and we'll probably stay ahead. We really want to finish these projects as soon as we can. So I guess let's try and get through Hydra Diplomacy. So that means another 2 to maybe 3 turns. In order to do that, so Eric
Standing by for orders.
will go ahead and inspire Yoyi.
I'll ensure their loyalty.
Anjor can go ahead and inspire Eric.
I'll speak with them.
What's the
Yoyi,
order?
I want to run an
Standing by for
advise
orders.
mission in the
Reporting
EU.
Offering
Urantika, I'm going
What's
to
the
have... it would be nice to maybe break into India or something like that at some point. But I think for now, I'm going to have her try to break into Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, so she's got pretty good odds of running a crackdown there. So then we'll do the usual 1-2 punch with her and Madeline in
Terminating
Kyrgyzstan.
the opposition.
And meanwhile, we should take a quick look. Anyone ready to level up? Looks like Yoyi is. She could probably still use some work on her administration stat. Be able to try and get rid of Lupin Global or Atlantic Products at some point. And Polaris Investment. I do kind of want to invest in some of her other stats though first. So I'm gonna give her another point of persuasion right now, just because it gets us some CP cap. And we do occasionally use her for persuasion missions. Urantika, we could boost her espionage score, but again, I think I'm going to go for persuasion instead. Just get that a little more usable. And that's it for leveling up for now. Are there any orgs that we actually care about? Probably some of these would be nice, but I don't think any of them are going to be sufficiently appealing to do another whole rebalance of the orgs that we've got. Oh, that's cool. Three extra projects. Oh, the NSA. Well, we'll skip all those for now. We've got everyone's assignment set. Runtime.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Alright, both inspired missions succeeded.
Offering
Hijacked. We are gonna lose 3 boost potentially, but we can spend 2.5k money to try and save it. We'll do that. Yep. So that was fine. East African Federation project we can now do. That's interesting. I didn't think I thought that was one under Unity movements. Oh well. We could start doing some unification work in Africa here. We do want to try and take as much of the Earth as we can at some point. So, just to have all the resources. Coup in Georgia. Oh, and that kicks it out of the... I was not paying enough attention. Yeah, they had very high unrest. I should have been doing something about that, but I was not. Too many variables. We'll get it back at some point. Okay, so there's a Xenoform Alpha 6 in Brazil. I think we've already talked to that one once.
We are in control now.
Alright, we have Kyrgyzstan. I'm going to change everything to running funding, I guess. We kind of want to unify this one in eventually. I don't really want to have to build an entire spaceflight program from the ground up here, because they're only getting 2.8 IP a month, so we'll just go for funding. Alright, and I think we did see an alien agent somewhere around here, but they've vanished again. Could double check the global information, or not the global information, the aliens information. So there is an alien in Brazil, whom I don't think we can contact still. Yeah, so no point in wasting time on that. I think we'll go ahead and focus on Tajikistan next then. So we'll run a... Oh, I did want to take Georgia back at some point. I'm going to let that one go for now. Tajikistan, we can probably hit it actually even without running a crackdown. So we'll do that. Just put in some influence, have a pretty good odds of success.
Standing by.
Urantika can go run a crackdown over in Turkmenistan. No, wait, we have Turkmenistan. What am I saying? Uzbekistan. Sorry, I looked at the Protectorate logo and I saw the Resistance logo for some reason. My mistake. Yoyi can go and investigate the alien activity in Brazil.
Standing by.
We can run some Inspire missions. Or we could do we could try and assassinate the alien. That's probably a bad idea, given that we are ostensibly on their side. Anjor, we will go ahead and inspire Urantika.
I will make
A
sure
couple of
they are
influence
on our
into
side.
that. Eric can go ahead and inspire Anjor.
I'll make sure they're on our side.
We will confirm assignments, and we are so close. We should finish Hydro Diplomacy this turn. And we finished the construction module, so that's actually going to distract me long enough that I'm going to want to take a bit more time here. So I want to found some outposts here. And now, instead of taking 290 days to send it from Earth, it only takes 30 days to do it on Mars itself. We're just going to claim every site here because we have so much mission control that it doesn't really matter. And all of these sites have at least a decent amount of like metals or noble metals. So I'm going to just try and take everything.
I will report when my mission is complete.
So I'm gonna just found outposts. All right, and then we will go into our habs. Here are the outposts, and all of these we're just gonna go for a fission pile and an outpost mining complex. And then in 2 months, everything will be shiny golden and we'll be good to go. Fission pile, outpost mining complex, fission pile, outpost mining complex, fission pile. It's a little repetitive sometimes at this point when we're just trying to found a bunch of outposts at once. Fission pile, outpost mining complex. All right. I think that's everything we want to do with Mars for the time being. So we'll hop back to Earth. And continue to run time.
I think we've had a breakthrough.
I think we had a breakthrough.
We've neutralized their key people.
Alright, we got the crackdown on the servants. And hopefully we get the purge on the initiative. Alright, Hydra diplomacy. So we now have a communication channel with the aliens.
The sacrifices our people have made are paying off, Commissioner. May the process of diplomacy begin.
We can do messages with them. They are not particularly interested in negotiations or rapport yet, but we want to set peace with them. And we're purging our own ranks because people are thinking, oh, maybe we need to do the resistance after all. That's unfortunate. And exotic materials we can try and research here at some point. Research their demands project. So that'll be interesting to see. For now, I'm just going to set up a new project. We've got some things we want. We want to do exotic materials eventually, but I'm not in a rush to get that one done. I'm more interested, I think, in getting some of these other projects done as far as getting our space stuff going. So solar array we want. I haven't actually like done the research yet to get settlements. So solar array maybe isn't actually that useful yet. It's pretty cheap. We'll just get it out of the way now. I'm gonna turn down the priority of it a little bit though, in order to free up some capacity to work on transnational coordination. All right. With that though, I think we'll finish the turn.
Here's what we found.
And That's not us. That's our mole in the resistance.
Our people have taken control.
Alright, and we have Tajikistan under control. I want Tajikistan generating, I think, mission control. Just mission control. Yeah, we'll do that. Hold on to it for now. And, yeah. Finish the turnout. Alright, we want to learn their demands. We will work on that once we finish these other projects. One of these other projects, and we will do that next time. For now, thanks for watching, and hopefully we can get you some more story in the near future. Take care.